My name's David Cole. I'm 56, and according to my daughter and her new in-laws, I wasn't dad at her wedding. I was staff. Yeah, let that sit for a second. I showed up in a suit ID pressed twice so it didn't T-scream old, next to all the shiny designer outfits. I was nervous, proud, and honestly just happy ID made it there on time, with the cheap bouquet ID picked up on the way. As I stepped into the hallway outside the ballroom, I heard my daughter's voice before I even saw her. "Excuse me, staff, can you stay in the back? My fiancé's family is already judging." I froze. She wasn't talking to a waiter. She was talking about me. Her future mother-in-law, dripping in sequence and attitude, laughed behind a glittery hand. And my daughter, my kid, laughed with her. They thought I was too far away to hear it. They thought the cheap suit meant I was deaf and dumb. What they didn't know was that ID already signed something that morning that could flip all their lives upside down. I wasn't always embarrassing. When Mia was little, she used to sprint to the door when my truck pulled up. Scraped knees, science projects, monsters in the closet. Dad fixed everything. Then her mom bailed. One day she was going to the store, and the next she was living 2 states away with a guy whose watch cost more than my car. After that, it was just me and Mia. We built a life out of secondhand furniture, Walmart clothes, and microwave dinners. And you know what? It was ours. I worked double shifts as a mechanic. She did homework at the shop office and fell asleep on old office chairs. Back then, she'd tell anyone who would listen. It's just me and my dad against the world. Somewhere along the way, the world started winning. It started slow. Missed calls. "Sorry, Dad. Super busy." Then the clothes changed labels I couldn't pronounce. Shoes that cost more than my rent. Suddenly, everything was about aesthetic and presentation. She stopped bringing friends by the house. One night, I pulled up to drop something off at her college dorm. I was about to get out when I heard her on the phone. "No, he's not coming in. I'll meet you outside. My dad's fine. He's just not someone I want you to meet yet. Not someone I want you to meet. Not father. Not the guy who raised me alone. Just a problem she needed to keep off camera." Did it hurt? Yeah. Felt like someone punched straight through my chest. But I didn't blow up. I didn't beg. I did what every blue-collar guy who's been humiliated does. I put my head down, and I went back to work. Because heartbreak is loud. Real revenge is quiet. Here's the part nobody in that ballroom knew. I wasn't broke. Not even close. While everybody assumed I was just that busted-up mechanic, I was quietly doing something my dad taught me. If you can't outturn rich people, outsave them. I lived small. No fancy car. No new toys. No vacations. Every spare dollar went into index funds, cheap rental properties, and boring little investments that nobody ever asks about at parties. It took years. No shortcuts. But before I knew it, I had a portfolio big enough to buy a nice house in cash. Then another. My ex-wife had traded broke but loyal for rich but temporary. I traded embarrassing. Blue-collar dad for quiet 7-figure net worth. And the best part, no one had a clue. Not Mia, not her fiancé, definitely not Ms. Sequence. My original plan was simple. On her wedding day, I was going to hand Mia an envelope that transferred everything to her houses, accounts, all of it. A way of saying, I couldn't give you the fancy childhood, but I can give you a secure future. But plans change, especially when your own daughter calls you staff. The venue looked like something off Pinterest: white flowers, fairy lights, and waiters who looked like they were born in tuxedos. I came early, just to make sure I wasn't in anybody's way. Apparently, that didn't help. I was standing near the back when Mia brushed past me to talk to her future in-laws. She didn't introduce me, didn't even look my way. Her fiancé Ethan glanced over, smirked, and muttered just loud enough, "Let's keep the poor relatives out of the professional photos." Yeah, they all laughed. I just stood there, taking it in. Every word, every sideways glance, every little flinch when I got too close. Because timing is everything. After the ceremony, after the first dance with the choreographed spins and perfectly timed dips, the host grabbed the mic. If anyone would like to say a few words to the happy couple, now's the time. People chuckled, looked around, nudged each other. Nobody expected me to stand up, but I did. Not fast, not dramatic, just deliberate. I walked toward the mic like I had all night. Mia's eyes went wide. Ethan tried to fake a polite smile. His mother looked like she'd just smelled something awful. I took the microphone and smiled at the crowd. "Evening, everybody," I said. "I won't keep you long. I just want to make one announcement, and then I'll get out of the way so you can enjoy the party." The room settled. Forks paused. Glasses stopped mid-air. "I'm Mia's father," I continued. "Some of you may not have realized that. Tonight I learned a new word for myself. Staff." A ripple went through the room. I heard my daughter say it. I heard the laughter. And honestly, I'm glad. Because tonight showed me exactly who values labels and status. And who actually values people. I reached into my inside pocket and pulled out an envelope. Thick. My lawyer had signed the papers 2 hours earlier. For months, I said I planned to transfer everything I owned to Mia as a wedding gift. Years of working my hands raw, saving when everyone else was spending, investing while people laughed at my old truck. I paused and looked right at Ethan. But it turns out Mia already has the right kind of family and the status she wants. So I made a different call. You could feel the air get tight. "Since I've been treated like staff," I said quietly, "I'll act like staff." I let that sit. Staff doesn't fund the new couple's dream home. Staff doesn't pay for honeymoons. Staff doesn't hand over businesses, properties, or investment accounts. Ethan's jaw clenched. His mother's hand tightened around her champagne glass. "And one more thing," I added. "I updated my will this afternoon. Every property, every account, every share I own will now go to charity. An organization that helps kids who grew up like my daughter did, without money, but with at least one parent who actually showed up." Gasps, a chair scraped, somebody muttered, "He's bluffing." I wasn't. Mia finally moved toward me, face pale. "Dad, please, can we talk about this?" Her voice shook. I handed the microphone back to the host. "For the first time all night," I said softly, "you called me Dad." I walked past her. Her fingers brushed my sleeve, but I didn't stop. Not this time. Here's what people don't get about revenge. It's not the shouting. It's not the drama. Real revenge is the moment they realize what they lost, and you don't turn around to watch. I stepped out into the cool night air feeling not happy, not angry, just clear. She wanted distance from the man who raised her. She earned it, and I finally understood the power of being underestimated. Sometimes, the most dangerous man in the room is the one everybody mistakes for staff. I thought walking out of that ballroom would be the end of it. Turns out, it was just the start. The thing about burning bridges, you can see the fire from miles away, and the people on the other side finally notice what they lost. 3 days later, I hadn't slept much. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that ballroom. Mia's shocked face. Ethan's smirk cracking. That silence after my speech. The kind that follows when truth slices through every fake smile in the room. My phone buzzed non-stop for 3 days straight. Unknown numbers. Concerned relatives. Reporters even, but the only one I didn't block was hers. When Mia finally called, her voice was small. "Dad, please, we need to talk. Face to face." For a second, I almost hung up. Then that old, stupid softness kicked in. The one that always made me believe, maybe, just maybe, she still had some of that little girl in her. "Where?" I asked. "The cafe near the park," she said. "No cameras, no fiancé, just me." The CAF meeting when I walked in, she was already there. No glam makeup this time, no sparkling dress, just a plain hoodie and red eyes. "Dad," she started. I held up a hand. "Before you start, don't call me that. If it's just another apology, you don't mean." Her lip trembled. "I'm not here to lie." "Then say what you came to say." She looked down, fingers fidgeting with a coffee sleeve. "Ethan's family cut us off," she said quietly. "After your speech, they said we embarrassed them. The wedding bills were in their name, and they're refusing to help pay. So what you're saying is, Now, you need help. No, she snapped. Too quick, then softer. I mean, maybe. But not just that. I messed up, Dad. I was ashamed of how I grew up. You worked so hard, and I treated it like something to hide. That stung, but I kept my face steady. You didn't just hide me, Mia. You replaced me. That's not embarrassment, that's betrayal. Tears welled up in her eyes. I know. I was stupid. I thought money made people worth more. And now you're learning money's only worth something if you earned it, I said quietly. The twist she didn't expect, I reached into my jacket and pulled out another envelope. She stared at it like it was radioactive. What's this? She whispered. I set it on the table. My original plan, I said. The one I was supposed to give you before the wedding. Her eyes widened. The inheritance. Was, I said. Keyword, was. She swallowed hard. So what now? I leaned back. You're gonna earn it. That got her attention. I set up a scholarship fund through my company. I explained. $500,000 to start. It helps underprivileged students go to trade school. You want a part of what I built. You'll manage it from the ground up. No luxury offices, no assistants, just hard work. Her jaw dropped. You're serious? Dead serious. You want to prove you've changed. Don't tell me. Show me. She looked torn between gratitude and guilt. Everyone online says you destroyed me, she whispered. That you embarrassed me in front of the world. I chuckled. Sweetheart, I didn't destroy you. I just stopped protecting your lies. Meanwhile, Ethan was melting down later that week. Ethan himself decided to call me. Number popped up as blocked, but his voice gave him away the moment he spoke. Mr. Cole, listen. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Wrong foot. I laughed. You called me staff kid. I didn't mean that. It was a joke. A funny thing, nobody was laughing. He cleared his throat. Look, Mia's been upset. We could really use your help fixing the fallout. My parents froze our joint account. We're in a rough spot. You mean broke? I wouldn't say broke. I would. I interrupted. And before you ask, no, I'm not sending a dime, sir. I just, don't sir me now, I snapped. You wanted to act like a CEO. Now learn how to survive like a mechanic. Goodbye, Ethan. I hung up before he could finish his sob story. A viral redemption. Somebody had recorded my speech at the wedding. Probably a guest who couldn't resist a little drama. 3 days after that video hit TikTok, it blew up. 15 million views. Hundreds of thousands of comments. This man's a legend. Realest dad ever. She lost the best person in her life. When being staff pays off. My inbox was a war zone. Talk shows wanted interviews. Podcasts wanted the blue-collar millionaire dad. People started showing up at my auto shop just to shake my hand. But I wasn't chasing fame. I just wanted peace. So I turned down every interview, posted one statement online, and that was it. Forgiveness doesn't mean access. Some doors stay closed, even after the apology. The work begins weeks past. I kept my word. Mia started working at the foundation, quietly, behind the scenes. No PR stunts, no hashtags, just actual work. First week, she hated it. By month 2, she started showing up early. I'd stop by sometimes, unannounced. Watch her teach budgeting to kids who had nothing but dreams and determination. I saw flashes of the little girl who once said, "It's me and my dad against the world." Maybe she wasn't gone. Maybe she was just buried under too much noise. The breaking point. Then, one day, I got a call from her out of nowhere. "Dad," she said, voice steady this time, not broken. "Ethan got arrested." For what? Fraud. He tried to use the wedding fund as collateral for some shady crypto investment. His parents cut him off completely. I sighed. "You're still talking to him?" "Not anymore. I'm done trying to fix people who don't want to be fixed." I didn't say anything for a moment. Then, "That's a hard lesson to learn. I'm proud of you for learning it." 6 months later, she showed up at the shop one morning with coffee. "New car?" I asked, noticing her old one gone. "Nope, sold it," she said, decided to take the bus like everyone else at the foundation. I smirked. "You mean like staff?" She rolled her eyes and laughed. "Okay, I deserve that. She handed me a thick envelope. "What's this?" "First quarter report," she said proudly. "We've funded 12 scholarships already. And I found a trade school named after Mom's old neighborhood. Thought it'd be poetic." I opened the folder. Every detail, perfect numbers, names, impact stories. For the first time in years, I saw her not as the kid who ran from her roots, but the woman who rebuilt them. Full circle that night. I sat on my porch. Same old folding chair, same busted cooler by my side. Sunset hit the old Chevy in the driveway just right. I thought about Emily, her laugh, her stubborn hope. If she were here, she'd probably smile and say, "Told you, the kid just needed time." And maybe she was right. Because sometimes, forgiveness doesn't show up in words. It shows up in work, in showing up, in change. I didn't plan to be a viral story. I didn't plan to get revenge. I just wanted my daughter to see that love and pride don't die, they evolve. So, if you've ever been underestimated, if you've ever been written off, remember this: let them laugh. Let them call you staff. Because one day, they'll realize the person they looked down on was the one holding everything up. If you're still here, drop a comment. Would you have forgiven your kid, or walked away for good? Hit like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs a reminder that respect isn't bought, it's earned.